Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about all the books that I read in July, and I read quite a few. This was a very good month for reading for me. I read a total of 6 books and then I read 2 comics. So for a grand total of 8. I wanted to make it 9, but I DNF'd a book, so there's that. But yeah, I'm gonna be talking about all the books that I read in July, and I'm really excited to be talking about some of these books because some of them I really enjoyed, and then some of them were kind of trash. We're going to be talking about those as well. So I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna go by not any particular order. I'm just gonna go by what I read first and then go down the list. And yeah, I'm gonna be putting my star ratings and stuff down below, so you'll know, you know. Also, I don't have any physical copies of any of the books besides one of them, just because I read all of these either on my phone. Well, actually, no, they were all on my phone. I either read them on my phone or I listened to audiobooks. The only book that I have physical is just one. So yeah, I'm not going to be showing any of the books here. I'm just going to put up pictures, and that's how we're going to do things. So, without further ado, I'm gonna start off with the first book that I read, and I didn't like this book at all. It was Suicide Notes from Beautiful Girls, and I don't remember the author's name. Hold on, let me look it up real quick. This book was on my TBR for a while, and yeah, I just didn't like it. Okay. So it was Suicide Notes from Beautiful Girls by Lynn Wingarton, and I gave this book 1 star out of 5 simply because the characters in this book were assholes. There was a plot twist like halfway through the book, and it threw off the whole thing, and it just turned into something completely different. Also, I had watched the movie Brick before I read this book, and it was very similar to that movie for some reason, which made it like even weirder for me because I really enjoyed the movie Brick. But going into reading this, it was like a shittier version of that movie in some kind of way. So yeah, I didn't enjoy it at all. I gave it 1 out of 5. Yeah, I just felt like once the plot twist happened, sorry, spoiler alert, there's a plot twist, okay. But, once the twist happened, it just went downhill from there, and I was like, this is, don't like it. No, don't like it at all. So, yeah, that was the first book I read. We didn't start off great for July, but the second book I read was amazing. So the second book I read, we started off better. I went to Universal Studios at the beginning of this month, well, the beginning of July, and I wanted to read something. Usually when I go there, I want to read something that has to do with where I'm going. So like, usually I bring Harry Potter books and I read Harry Potter, but this time I read Jurassic Park, which I had never read before, and yeah, I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Jurassic Park is one of my favorite movies of all time, so I don't know why I never read the book, but it was amazing. I put this on my Instagram, but when I was reading it, coming back, I read it like going there and coming back, and I was listening to the audio version of it, and when we were coming back from vacation, it was raining and it was like really dark and gloomy outside because we came home to a hurricane. We left and then we came home to a hurricane. It was great. Anyways, so we were driving through the bands of the hurricane, I guess. It was raining and it was gloomy as fuck outside, and I had just gotten to the part where they are in the vehicles and the whole park gets shut down. There's no electricity or anything, and it's raining and it's dark, and the T-Rex is coming. And yeah, I read it while that was happening in the car. It was raining and gloomy, and it was really freaking creepy. And so yeah, obviously a lot of things were changed from the book to the movie adaptation. Obviously, that usually happens, but I didn't think it was overall that bad. Although there is a spoiler if you haven't read Jurassic Park. Hammond dies in Jurassic Park, and it's freaking fantastic. Well, I'm pretty sure he dies. He might come back in the second book, but I'm pretty sure he dies. He gets attacked by a bunch of little dinosaurs, and that was very satisfying to read. Also, Hammond is a dick in the freaking book. Like, he is full-blown trash. All he cares about in the book is money, and that's it. He doesn't care about all the people that are dying. I mean, I guess in the movie he's the same way, but I feel like in the movie he comes off more of like a, I don't know, like a grumpy old grandpa, but he's still likable. In the book he's absolute trash. So yeah, there's that. If Jurassic Park, 5 out of 5 stars. Obviously written by Michael Crichton. Didn't say that at the beginning, but yeah. Moving on to the next book that I read. This book was freaking fantastic. I did a review on it and I put up a video about it a few days ago. So I'm not going to go into too much detail. If you want to hear my review of it, you can just click over to that video. I'll leave it down below. So you can go watch that as well. The book was The Saturday Night Ghost Club by Craig Davidson. And I'm just gonna go on and say this book was fucking amazing. Sorry for my French. It was amazing. And yeah, I found it randomly, and it's probably one of my favorite books of this month and year. So The Saturday Night Ghost Club, I gave 5 out of 5 stars. Obviously, it was amazing. And that's all I gotta say about it. If you want to know more, you can go below, check out the video review that I did on it. It was my first book review. And yeah, it was a great book. I recommend it highly to everyone. The next book that I read was The Last Miss Parish by Liv Constantine, and I gave this book a 2 out of 5 stars just because the characters in this book were freaking assholes. Like, I didn't like the main character at all. The main character was like the bad guy, and yeah, I know, I didn't like it. It was bad. And then, like, towards the end of the book, I guess I kind of liked it more just because of what happens, but overall the book wasn't that satisfying. It was a thriller, and I've read better thrillers. Then next I'm going to be talking about the comics that I read, and I've been seeing this comic float around on the internet for a little while now, and it is Snot Girl by Brian Lee O'Malley. And I thought I was really gonna like this just because of the aesthetic of it. I hear like rave reviews about it, and I guess I'm not a comic book person. Like, I've read Sabrina in the comics, I've read Archie comics, I've read Walking Dead comics, I've read like different comics, I've read Spider-Man, all that. So I like comics, but this was just not entertaining. I only read the first 2, so maybe that's why, but like, I don't know, I just can't get into it. Maybe if I was reading like the whole volume and like I had like a whole book to go through, then maybe I would like it more, but like just reading like little comics and then like stopping, yeah, I didn't like it. I was like, this is not even entertaining. Like, I don't know. So I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. And I read the first 2, so that counts as 2 books. So moving on to a book that was better that I read this month. It was called Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. I've read a few of Lisa Jewell's books before, and I'm pretty sure they're like all like mystery thrillers. Could be wrong, don't quote me on that, but all of the ones that I have read have been. And so I knew going into it that this was going to be a thriller. and I really liked it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I actually gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really like this. It made me so mad. Like, the ending was great. It had a fairly happy ending, but the whole way through I'm just reading it and I'm like pissed. If you want to read a great thriller and also want to shoot the characters, read this book. It's great. I've read some of her other books. I believe I read, let me see. Okay, yeah. I read one other book of hers, and it was The Girls in the Garden. I gave that 4 out of 5 stars. I didn't enjoy that book as much as this one, probably just because I didn't like the ending of that book. But yeah, I really enjoyed Then She Was Gone, and yeah, I recommend it. If you want a good thriller, I recommend read this one. And then the final book that I read was actually a book that I've been meaning to read for a little while now. I bought it last year and I just never picked it up. And that is the only physical copybook that I have on this list as well. It is Simon vs. the Homo Sapien Agenda. And I really like this book. I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. I actually never saw the movie either. I work in a movie theater and I worked there last year when it came out and I never watched it. So I'm gonna watch it now, obviously. But yeah, it was one of those books that was like really popular and everyone, I'm pretty sure, has read it already, but I hadn't. And so I read it and I thought it was freaking fantastic. I cried a lot. So yeah, I definitely recommend it if you haven't read it already, like me, who is very late to the game. That's the last book that I read for July. I tried to read Sundog by Stephen King, which is one of his novellas, and I just couldn't get through it. I think I read like 50 pages and they kept talking about like photographs and it just kept going on and on and on and on and on, and I'm like, I am bored. And so I DNF'd it. I might give it another try another day, just because I like King and it's probably good, but I just couldn't get through it. That is it for my July books, and I actually already finished my first book of August, so we're on a good track here. It's only the 2nd day of August today, so yeah, I'm really happy that I completed all of these books in July. I think January was the only month that I went over 5 books, or actually read 5 books, and so hitting 8 books was like, yeah, even though 2 of them are comics and the comics were but you know, it's fine, it's fine. Hopefully August will be a better reading month for me, just because this month was really good and I actually had a lot of books in here that I really enjoyed. So without further ado, I'm gonna end the video, and hopefully my next video isn't in another month, because I'm trash and I like to film only 1 video a month. I actually filmed 2 videos this month, so go me. We're gonna start changing that around. I might film a vlog soon, so we'll see, I guess. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave me comments below of what you read in July. I would love to know. Maybe add some books to my TBR, as if I don't have enough books on my TBR. I actually think I might do one of those TBR jars. I think that would help me more, just because if you watched my summer TBR video, obviously none of the books that I put on my TBR I actually read, besides like the Hazelwood. So obviously I suck at picking TBRs, and I need to just go in and pick books from my list and like force myself to read them. So yeah. Anyways, thanks you guys again for watching this video. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos from me, and like the video, please. And yeah, I'm gonna go now. I hate saying goodbye. I always feel like it's like super awkward, because I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go and thanks, but like, bye. also. Anyways, okay. Bye guys, see you in the next video. Hopefully it's better than this one. Okay, bye.